tried it, so you don't have to.
You were the talk of the town.
And I was the talk of the town because Patrick pinches butts.
Butt pincher.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So for this fun story time, I thought I'd talk about another lovely banking experience. Now this bank isn't the same one that I reference when trying to open an account. However, this one has to do more with my car loan. Back when I got my first car, which was back in 2012, I got a loan from this bank and payments were going great, this and that. And back in last July, I was able to pay it off, which is fantastic. I'm super proud of myself for being able to do that. So when I paid it off over the phone. And when I called there, now I know I do have a bit of a higher pitched voice. And I know I've always been called ma'am or confused for a woman on the phone. We'll get into that in a future story time. But they had to go through all these questions with me just to finally do that. So it was great, fine, done, paid off, fantastic. So then they said that they would mail me a letter just confirming that, yep, it's been paid off, great, fantastic. Confirmed my address because I had moved, obviously, and that was it. So it was about September. That was back in July, and they said it would take about 4 to 6 weeks. Now it's September, and I still hadn't gotten the letter. And my insurance was asking for the letter since I told them I had paid it off. So I reached out to this bank again via the phone and had to go through like an intense interrogation, it felt like, just to be able to verify that it's me. And when I was able to finally explain the situation, she confirmed on the phone that, okay, well, we've made sure that your address is updated. I reconfirmed that. They said, we'll send you another letter in the mail 4 to 6 weeks. Great, fine, fantastic, thank you. Well, now it's January and I still haven't gotten the letter. So I decide, okay, before I go to one of the banks in person, because this isn't a bank that's very common in all locations, I thought, you know what, let's just try calling one more time. Maybe they can email me the letter because I'll take it via email. Just don't say you're going to mail it again, or have it so that I can pick up at one of the local banks. So I call. Their automated line has changed now, and it won't even allow you to speak to a customer service representative unless you answer all these questions in advance via the phone, via the robot. So date of birth and the phone number that's on file. Now, the phone number that is part of my file would have been one from back when I first got the loan, and that was like a home phone number because I didn't even have a cell phone back then. So you think I could remember it right away? No. So I tried just trying, press 0, press star, press this, press that. Nothing was bringing me just to speak to an agent for help. So luckily I ended up, after like 20 minutes, I finally remembered the old phone number. So I punch it in, great. I'm on my way to speak to a client representative. 30 minutes on hold later, I finally get someone. So I explain, oh, hi, I'm so-and-so. This is the situation, still needing my letter. What's your name? Patrick Riopel. She goes, and you are? Patrick Riopel. I'm Patrick Riopel. Okay. What's your date of birth? Give my date of birth. What's this? What's that? Give it. And you are again? I'm Patrick. It's me. I'm Patrick. This is Patrick on the phone. Okay, well, you're going to have to go to a bank in person. I can't identify you over the phone, so you're going to have to bring your IDs and go in person. I go, excuse me? Why? I've answered all your questions. Which bank will you go to? They'll tell you there. And I'm like, well, I want to speak to your manager. She goes, okay, what's your phone number? I give my number. Hold, please. So I'm on hold. 10 minutes later, she gets back on. Yeah, they're all in a meeting. They're going to have to call you back. Okay, so they'll call you at this number. Yeah, sure. In the meantime, you can go to one of the banks to identify yourself, so that way it's verified. Yeah. So she then says they'll call you back within 24 hours. Great. It's now been 3 days. I still haven't gotten a call back. But anyway, so that day though, after that phone call, I was so furious. I was so mad with how I had been treated. And I know darn well it's because of my voice, because it happens all the time. And it's happened with other companies in the past where they can't verify me. I have to go in person. It's happened with my own bank one time. So I ended up going to a bank in person and I was ready to tell them off, even though I know it wasn't their fault. It was the customer line. And I'm like, listen, I just need a letter. I just need this letter. They're refusing to give me the letter. Like, I don't know what's the problem. I just need the letter. Please give me the letter or get me a manager. I need something. So luckily the teller was very nice and there was a supervisor on hand that overheard the whole thing. So the teller ended up being able to write me something up. She profusely apologized for how the customer service line was. And the supervisor gave me her card with her email and she said, if whatever the slip that the teller has written me isn't sufficient enough for the insurance, because some insurances are picky, she said, send me an email and I'd be more than happy to draft you up a letter if you can let me know. Absolutely. Thank you so much. This is great. Thank you. Luckily, the slip was sufficient enough for my insurance. It's been 3 days now and I still haven't gotten a call back. And you know what? I feel that I'm going to call them back and say, I want to speak to a manager now, because you know what? I'm not letting this one go. I usually let them go, but this one was extremely rude and extremely infuriating. I gave license, VIN, old address, current address, how much the payments were, my name, my date of birth. I don't know what more she needed from me. You know what? I understand there's a lot of fraud out there and a lot of identity theft. But the problem is, you know what? If you have these security reasons for that purpose, then trust that the person is the person then if they can answer all of them. If I wasn't the person, I wouldn't be able to answer all of them. And if I was able to answer all of them, then clearly that person has bad technology and can get easily hacked. So that's my story time. It's one that still ticks me off to this day since it's still fresh. I just thought I'd share that. I'm not going to name drop the bank. I'm a little nicer than they are with how they treat people, so I'm going to treat them a little better than they treated me. So I hope you guys like this story time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Patreon, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!